Today on Go Island, we are getting a sneak peek from the latest offering from Western Edge Theatre. It's Michelle Tremblay's Hosanna. Today on Go Island, looking forward with Mayor Rob Hutchings, local teen bands making a name for themselves, and Souk, the latest retirement hotspot on Vancouver Island. That and more today on Go. Today on Go Island, we are looking into Western Edge Theatre's Hosanna. It stars Blaine Nosworthy and Rick Myers, directed by Eliza Gardner, who is also the new artistic producer of Western Edge Theatre. The show first hit the stage in Montreal in 1973. It wasn't performed in English until 1974. We'll talk about Hosanna and get a look at a scene later on this edition of Go Island. We're going to turn things over now to Jocelyn Matway. She's spending some time with the mayor of Ladysmith. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here in the log cabin, literally, at Vancouver Island University. There are rehearsals underway for Hosanna. It is the latest offering from Western Edge Theatre, and Eliza Gardner is now at the helm as artistic producer. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And you're directing Hosanna.
I am. It's my pleasure to direct this, Michelle Tremblay. I feel that the political themes are still relevant today, and so it's an important story to be told.
And what is the story in a nutshell?
It's a story of a relationship between two men. One is a motorcycle biker dude and one is a drag queen. And they go through some identity conversations and woeful love scenes that I'm sure every audience member will be able to identify with.
Whether you're a drag queen or not.
Or a biker.
Or a biker or not.
Or not.
Now, this was originally staged in 1973. That's 40-some years ago, and yet it's still relevant enough for Western Edge to bring in. What do you think that says about how far or how short we've come in society in issues such as this?
I think we've come some distance as far as accepting some unique expressions of individuality, but the play reflects some themes that cause me some concern. For example, Rick Myers' character Curette refers to being in the park late at night and having to run away from the police because of some shenanigans that are taking place in the park. And so my reflection on that is that if people are afraid for their behavior, then maybe we need to do some further change to make people feel safe in their unique expression of self.
It's true. I am getting fat.
What?
I said one of these days I'm going to smash that goddamn sign.
16 years plus recommended if you're hoping to come see the show, planning to come see
Absolutely.
the show. Picking a scene without coarse language was a challenge?
Yes, there's coarse language, there's use of fragrance, actually. Hosanna famously dips herself in perfume, and there's some nudity as well.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to seeing more from the rehearsal of Hosanna from Western Edge Theatre. We'll talk to Rick and Blaine later on this edition of Go Island. It's time to turn things over to Ryan LaPlante. You Think is having their BC Teen Band Contest, and two bands from the Central Vancouver Island region placed in the top 10.
Do you know what my mother said the first time she found out I was queer? I was in grade 7 at St. Eustache, and everyone used to make fun of me because I looked so much like a girl.
That is Blaine Nosworthy. He is playing Hosanna in the upcoming production of Hosanna at Western Edge Theatre. It opens on February the 8th at Nanaimo Center Stage. And you know, besides stories like that, I actually think drag queens have an awful lot of fun. We'll be back with more on Go Island after a short break. Still ahead today on Go Island, seniors in Souk, a new retirement hotspot on Vancouver Island, and a road trip to the McMillan Space Center. That and more still ahead today on Go. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're here on the Vancouver Island University campus in the log cabin hanging out with the cast and crew of Hosanna. It's the latest production from Western Edge Theatre. This is Blaine Nosworthy. He plays Hosanna. What is it about the title of the play that is so directly linked to your character?
I guess I kind of think of the idea of
my character has reinvented himself. So he's become this thing that he puts up on high. As Hosanna, my character doesn't get hurt. My character doesn't feel anything, and I can be whoever I want to be without fear of persecution from the outside world. So in the Hosanna term, I guess Claude, who is the main character, has changed his name so that he can be something that he originally wasn't.
So is Claude, the male side of your character, very hurting,
Yes.
very troubled?
Yes, ran away from home at an early age. Same, lot of personal elements that are not any bit like unsimilar to what I went through when I grew up, and the bullying and the laughing and that kind of stuff. So it's a very personal story that I get to tell from this very extreme medium and this extreme angle. Kira, it wouldn't matter if I changed my perfume, you'd still choke on it anyways.
But at least it wouldn't be that one.
Sacrement, are you stupid?
Full nudity in this show, and I don't mean to sensationalize it at all, but that's not an easy thing for an actor, or is it? I can't imagine it is.
The first time I ever had to do a play in the nude, it was very, very, very scary. But it's also very freeing, because you strip away all the other stuff, and that's really all that's left is just that human form, right? And in this story, it is necessary to tell that story and have everything stripped away at the end to the basis of what that character is about. So,
If people aren't comfortable with the world of drag queens and homosexuality, that doesn't mean that this play doesn't have something for them to take away.
no, this is it's very much just like a personal story about this relationship, and these two characters need each other. Hosanna needs Curette just like Curette needs Hosanna, because they need each other to survive. It's the only way that they've found to survive together in this world, and it's a relationship about two people going through this crisis of sexual identity and aging and getting older, and it's very touching when you break it down to the kind of the base of what it is. So
I'm going over because I always go over time. Are you feeling any pressure? This is a Canadian classic.
there's a lot of pressure to do honor to the play itself and to the playwright. It's a beautifully scripted piece of literature, but I kind of try to take all that out, and I try to get the words right, and I try to connect deeply with the character that I've created within myself, and then I just have faith that it'll work out and it'll translate out to the audience as well. I don't know. I think people will be shocked and amazed, and they'll laugh and they'll cry and all that stuff. Like,
Awesome.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited. So
Thank you.
you're welcome.
It runs at Nanaimo Center Stage, Hosanna, on February the 8th and 9th, and then again on February 15th, 16th, and a final matinee on February the 17th. We're going to throw things down to Victoria. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen. This is Rick Myers. He's also known here and other places as Vicky Smudge. So you might think that Rick would have been playing the role of Hosanna in Western Edge Theater's upcoming production of Hosanna, but you're not.
No, I'm not.
And you're okay with that.
I'm totally okay with that. I didn't really want to play Hosanna. I read the play. I read it really deep and hard. And I think that in a place like Nanaimo, if I was playing someone like Hosanna, I think that no matter how hard I tried, I would never be able to convince you that I wasn't Vicky Smudge. So I talked to the director, Eliza, and said I would really love to play Curette. It's a challenge to do anything on stage in flats, as you know, would be hard for me. And so far I'm loving playing Curette, and I'm loving watching Blaine develop his feminine side. With the wig on and the dress on, you look funny.
But I'm not funny. I'm not the least bit funny at all. I'm ridiculous.
Come on, I don't think so.
I'm ridiculous when I'm dressed as a man. I'm ridiculous when I'm dressed as a woman. But I'm even more ridiculous when I am as I am now, stuck between the two with my woman's hair and my woman's underwear.
I've lived Hosanna. I don't want
Right.
to play Hosanna.
All right. And so you're having fun.
I'm having
with
fun.
this
Look
role.
at this. It's leather. It's sexy. Makes me feel like I want to get on a bike.
What type of person is your character?
Curette is not very different than Hosanna, in where Hosanna seems to mask everything with perfume and with makeup. Curette likes to hide in the dark. He's obsessed with the police lighting up the places where he likes to cruise for sex. And in that same way, he's hiding in a different way. He loves deeply Hosanna. I don't think you're ridiculous.
Don't touch me.
Don't worry. I wasn't going to. The stink doesn't exactly turn me on. I think is sometimes, it's in 1973.
Right.
I think they both struggle to be able to share that with each other. There's no gay relationships back then. There was nothing going on back then. So yeah, they struggle. Even there's a character who doesn't come into the play, but is talked about quite a bit, which is Hosanna's mother. And even they can't talk about that, and Hosanna can't talk to his mother. So yeah, it was a different time in 1973. So it's kind of interesting. It's also like a good history class for me, because I'm much younger than that.
Why is it important to put a stage like this up for the public? Put a theater like that, a play like this on stage? Why? Besides
just being Michel Tremblay, the great playwright, I think that this is good for younger people. I was talking to some younger gay folks that are just coming out, and they didn't even know that AIDS once didn't have a name. And that was in the early 80s, let alone that in 1973, the only places you could be gay were in dark corners in parks, or, you know, in the fantasy of your drag queen or female impersonation room, you know? So I think it's good for them to see that there was another time.
Okay, and we still got another time to step into, because there's a lot of work to be done in this area. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see Hosanna. It opens at Nanaimo Center Stage on February the 8th. You can get your tickets online through westernedgetheater.org, or it might be just Western Edge, whatever it is, it's on your screen right now. We're going to throw things over now to the mainland. It's a road trip to the McMillan Space Center. It's been great hanging out here in the log cabin at Vancouver Island University in rehearsals for Hosanna. It's the latest offering from Western Edge Theatre. You can visit their website to purchase your tickets and get more information. We'll see you at the show. That's it for this edition of Go. Thanks for watching.